So I've had these tires for about a year now, and I've put 7,500 kilometers on them, and I want to give you an authentic review of what I think. Pros, cons, good and bad, what I like, what I don't like. So grab a cold one and let's have a chat. So this is a 37 by 12.5 R15 Interco TrXus MT. I did a lot of research on this tire before I got it. It was actually the only 37-inch tire that I was willing to run on this truck with the setup how the Yeti is right now. I had 35-inch Cooper STT Pros before that, and I was moderately pleased with them. They did fairly well. I did blow out 2 sidewalls in them, and the tread wear was not really what I had hoped it would be. These tires have impressed me in pretty much all scenarios. Snow, mud, sand, rocks, pavement and rain. I've been super impressed with these. They've got nice siping, so they're great in the snow. You get good manners on the road. They're also really quiet. So I bought a tread depth counter specifically to make this video, and now I can't find it. But I remember when I measured it, it was about 17-30 seconds on the back tire, which has been wear more than the front. And brand new is 22-30 seconds. For 7,500 kilometers, that's pretty sick. I mean, you can see how much tread is left on it. That's deeper than my finger. Like, there's a lot of tread left on these tires, and we're talking a lot of highway kilometers too. Like, I've done a lot of wheeling in this truck, but I've also done a lot of daily driving in this thing. Another thing that really impressed me about these tires is it was a true 37 when I got them. Every tire measured 37.2 inches. And that's not always the case. I've had 35s that measured 33.5 inches. I've had 36s that measured less as well. So it's not always the case that you get a tire that's true to size. But these were, and that really impressed me. So it's actually really hard to find a 37-inch tire for a 15-inch rim. And I was looking for one because I really liked the old rims that I had on this truck, the Bird racing wheels. So I was dead set on trying to find a 37 for a 15-inch rim, and this was one of the contenders. One of the main reasons that I went with this tire is because of the weight. This tire in this size, 37, 12.5, R15, only weighs 72 pounds, whereas comparable 37s are 80, sometimes even 90, 95 pounds. So this tire only actually weighed 5 pounds more than the 35-inch tire I was running, and any comparable tire was way heavier. Even a 35-inch Toyo MT weighs more than this 37. Apart from being really light, this tire's been really tough. It's held up really well. All of them have. And I mean, yeah, okay, there's a few like scuffs and nicks, but there's no big chunking. I noticed that with the Cooper STT Pros. They were pretty soft, and anytime I was going over loose rock, shaly, sharp rock, I would look at the tires after, and there'd be, you know, decent sized chunks, you know, like the end of the thumb size chunks out of the tires. I haven't found that with this. I did find one kind of decent slice in the sidewall of this tire, but I sealed it up with some tire glue, and looking at it now, I actually can't find it. I don't know where the slice is. So I think the tire glue worked. And have I mentioned yet that they look freaking sick? Another thing to keep in mind about this tire is it is a radial tire as opposed to a bias ply tire. If you don't know what that is, it means that the steel bands inside the tire are going this way, the same rotation as the tire. So if you ever, I don't know if you've ever cut into a tire, but there are steel bands inside it. In a radial tire, they go this way, the same as the rotation of the tire. On a bias ply, they're actually banded this way across the tread, and it makes for much stronger sidewalls, but they they don't balance really well, so you get really poor on-road manners. There's lots of guys that run them on the road and drive them to the trail, but I wanted something that was going to give me great performance on the highway. So this is a Radial tire. So I think the last thing that I want to mention about this is price, which I'm sure a lot of you guys are wondering. This is not a cheap tire by any means. The best quotes that I got for this tire was 470 bucks Canadian per tire. I did a bunch of research on this tire, like I mean a bunch. Like I researched for months what tire I wanted to run, and I knew this was the one before I bought it. And I got an absolute gift one morning on Marketplace, of all places. And these tires came up. I got 4 of them mounted and balanced on these steel rims for 1,500 bucks. And I was stoked. They were listed for 18. I offered him 15, he took it, and I was over the moon. I was so excited. Ended up painting the rims. I had them mounted on my Bergs, and they didn't really balance well on such a narrow rim. But when I went back to the 10s, I was a little nervous about running a 10 wide, but they've been great. They balanced excellent. I got no weird vibrations on the highway. Yeah, I got these for 1,500 bucks for all 4 mounted and balanced. You can get them locally here from Island Spring. He offers them, Nico, and it's just under 500 bucks. So you know, you're looking at $2,000 for a set of these. It's not cheap. It's a lot of rubber. But for me, I'm super impressed with these. The tread wear has been great. Been impressed with all the terrain that I've been in with them, and it's very likely that I'll run these tires again when I run them out. So I hope that was helpful for you guys. If you're looking for new tires for your rig, definitely consider the Interco TrXus. Interco, if you're watching this, I need a spare, man. Like, I only have 4 of these tires. Like, I'm gonna need a spare, and like, I've got other trucks too. Like, we could really work something out. So, hit me up. Anyway, guys, if you want to see this truck in action, if you want to see these tires going through some crazy terrain, check out this video, and we'll see you next time.